Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to GGKCS, the multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitch, and geeky. I'm Cece.
I'm Dammy.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Thursday, the 17th of December, 2020, and this is episode 426. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love y'all to all our returning viewers and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we have a lot to talk about today. I have 4 FOs today.
Wow.
And I cross-stitched on something besides Baba Black Sheep.
Ooh.
I know. It's very, very exciting. So, yeah. I think we'll just, unless you have something, we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
What is on your needles, Dammy?
I didn't work any on my Bella hat, so I'm fixing holes in my clothes. And my cat.
My cat has a hole too. Do you want to stitch her up while you're at it?
Sure.
You don't have to. I'll do it. I think it's just a small hole compared with that one. What happened? Did Pink get a hold of it?
No. It just happened.
Well, I'm glad that we have the ability to mend that.
Mm-hmm.
So, mending is on your needles.
Yep.
Sounds good.
What is on your needles?
Okay, well, I barely started a new project this week. This is in my Belle from Beauty and the Beast and Pink Sparkle project bag that my friend Mary from our knitting group made for me. And I have just, like I said, barely started on birthday socks, 2021 birthday socks for my bestie Katie's youngest son, Izzy. Like, this is how little I've done. So these are going to be tube socks. They'll be Frankenstein socks because I'm going to use all this leftover yarn I have in here. This is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern that you can get on our website, javapearldesigns.com. And I'm doing them without a heel. I'm just going to do a tube sock. And they're on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles. And I can just, what I'll do is I'll tell you like the colors as I'm working with them maybe. This color that I started with is Nano Stitch Lab Scientific Sock in a one-of-a-kind lab experiment colorway. I have a sweater that I knit out of this yarn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the toe done on this sock, put it on 9-inch circular needles, zoom needles, and then knit the other sock's toe, put it on a second set of zoom needles, and then I'll do 10 rows of one color, and then that same color, 10 rows on the other sock, back and forth, so that I can see, I want to make sure I use the same amount of a color on each sock. Mm-hmm. So, that is what I am doing there. The other thing that I have on the needles is my cat vent cowl. This is in my Nerdbird Makery project bag, and there's a chance that this fabric might be coming back next year.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm totally showing the pattern. Oops, so sorry. Yeah, I forgot it was stuck in there that you would be able to see it. Oh well, it'll be okay. I didn't show much of it. So this is the Cat Vent Cowl, which is a pattern by Marna Gilligan of Untitled Chapter. It's on US 2.5 3 mil needles, and I'm knitting it with On Katian Dub 4-ply wool darkness advent calendar from On Katian Biog. Say that 12 times fast. So here we go. Let's see if I can remember all the sections. We started with Twitching Whiskers, Lateral Braid, Catsicles Part 1. The Cats Are Here Part 1. Lateral Braid. Tabby Stripes Part 1. Tabby Stripes Part 2.
Boopable cat nose?
No, I was trying to make sure. I couldn't remember if there was 2 Tabby Stripes or 3.
Oh.
I think just 2. Lateral Braid. Little Boopable Cat Noses. Lateral Braid. Catsicles Part 2. Cats Are Here Part 2. Little Raspy Tongues, part 1, 2, and 3, and another lateral braid. So, this is where I am. Today, I will be knitting lace.
Ooh.
Silky pointy ears. And I'll show you the color for today in Yummies. I know I talked about it on one of my Vlogmas videos, but I can't remember if I talked about it on the full-length podcast. That's the thing of recording daily Vlogmas videos as well as Stitch With Me episodes and full-length episodes. I can't remember what I've said where. So this pattern uses only 24 mini skeins, but my advent calendar has 25 mini skeins. So I think I'm going to add in an extra section of The Cats Are Here because I love it, because it's just adorable. So, yeah. So I am loving this pattern. It is so much fun, and I can't wait till it's finished so I can wear it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. And that is everything that is on my needles. So, but I have some FOs. Obviously, I'm wearing one of them. So let's move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about her FOs.
Yes. So I have 4 of them, as I said at the top of the show. The first one I'm wearing, even though it's not, is that, oh, it's light from the window. I mean, from the sliding door. This is not fully FFO'd because the buttons aren't here. Which I'm not upset at all about. I mean, I think everyone is aware that the postal system is overworked, inundated with so many more packages than normal. So if you've ordered something from someone, especially if it's an indie or a small business person, please understand that once they hand the package over to USPS's control, they have no control over how fast it gets to you. I mean, if worst case scenario, if you've ordered a gift and it does not come in time, print out a picture of the gift, wrap that, and I mean, that's fine. We've had to do that before. Mm-hmm. Like there was one year that there was something that I ordered for Dammy but it was a pre-order and we knew it wasn't going to come till after the first of the year, but I wanted to order it. I just printed out a picture, wrapped that, and you get double surprised because you realize what it is after you open it under the tree, and then you get the surprise of when it comes in the mail. So please be kind. Please be kind. I've seen some messages from small business people, indie dyers, indie bag makers, just whatever, on social media that there's some people that are being really ugly. So let's not do that, okay? Let's respect each other. Okay. So yeah, I'm not upset that my buttons aren't here yet. They're coming from the UK. It's going to take longer. It's fine. I'm not going to wear this buttoned up anyway. It's fine. So this is my Nanny Swemo 2020 Sinister Cardigan.
Yay.
And I wanted it huge and oversized, and it is. Because I wanted it to be cozy. This is the Sinister Cardigan pattern by Marna Gilligan of Untitled Chapter. I knitted on US 2's 2.75 mil needles using Soundview Fiber Mill 100% Shetland fingering in the CC's Pink, Charcoal Black, and Natural colorways. I started it on the 1st of November, and I finished it on the 11th of December. Yay. It ended up with, hold on to your hats, 125,618 stitches. And it took 2,489.23 yards of yarn. That's a lot. So here it is. The modifications that I made were, I added angled pockets with just a rolled hem edging on them with inverse Sinister Kitties on them. That's on both there. And I added inverse Sinister Kitties around the wrists. The only thing that I'm a little frustrated about is the color work is puckering a little bit. And that's not the pattern at all. That's my tension. So blocking it did help some. So it's not, it's not like that it's like super tight. It's just pulling a little bit. And I wish it didn't do that. But it is what it is. I have not knit a whole lot of color work things. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Once the buttons get here, I'll sew them on. And I might not even do ribbon because it seems like it's holding okay. Oh, there's a thread that I didn't cut. Okay, it's all right. all good. So I might not even put ribbon. I don't know. We'll see. I might just for the color, just for the fun of it. But yeah, so there we go. I don't know if I'm going to leave this on the entire episode because it's a little warm. But I might. We'll see. We'll see. But I am so happy with it, and I'm glad that I finished it. And I feel like it was a good one to round out my Nanny Swemo career, in which I did for 7 years in a row. I finished on time. This year, I was having wrist and elbow problems, as well as this is 125,000 stitches. That's a lot. We're going to have to like pull the blinds because I have now lines, but we'll do that in a minute. The other 3 things that I finished were preemie hats. So these are from my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get at
javapearldesigns.com.
They're all on US 6 4mm needles. Okay, let me see the right ones. Okay, this is number 46. And I held doubled Barocco Vintage DK in the cracked pepper and blush colorways. This is leftover yarn from my Nanny Swemo sweater last year. So there's that one. Number 47 is Lily Sugar and Cream in the Squishy Twist colorways. So when Dammy and I did my, what did you call it?
Craft cabinet audit
a week or so ago, I found a couple of balls of cotton yarn, and I was like, you know what? There could be babies who are sensitive to wool. Mm-hmm. So cotton. So I knit this one up. This is number 47. And then I knit this one up, number 48, which is Lily Sugar and Cream Ombres in the swimming pool colorway. So there are 3 preemie hats. I did 1 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. So that gets me to 48. So I'll do 49 and 50 this coming Sunday and 51 and 52 the following Sunday. And I'll have met my goal of 52 preemie hats in 2020.
Yay.
Yay. So that is everything I finished. I have done some cross stitch. So let's move on to the next segment and I'll tell you all about it. And now it's time for FlossTube. Dammy hung a piece of fabric because it's not the sliding glass door, it's the window. It's coming through the blinds, the sun. And so Dammy hung a piece of fabric so that it wasn't on my face anymore. It's back there, but you know, we'll live with it. It's fine. Okay, you are doing your mending?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I have a couple projects I worked on this week. First up in my project bag from Tilting Planet, I have Baba Black Sheep by the Prairie Schooler. This pattern was a gift from Michelle Bendy Stitchy. Last week when I showed you I'm stitching it on 18 count Ada dyed pink by Erin 2 Martini Stitcher. Last week when I showed you this is what it looked like. And this is what it looks like today. So I finished out Black Sheep on last week's Stitch With Me. So this week I'll start filling in and we'll see if I can get it all filled in in one episode or if it's going to take 2. So it will be done before the end of the year, regardless. So there's that. I did pull this out just so I could show you. The next project that I'll work on my Stitch With Me's is this Cat in Heart, which is a little kit from my cross stitch. I think it was probably in a cross stitch magazine. You know how sometimes they stick little things in. It was it's a whole kit. And the kit was also from Michelle Bendy Stitchy because she enables me in the best ways. So that will be very, very cute to knit on. I mean, not knit on, stitch on. Mm-hmm. So that is what will be coming up on that. And then the other thing that I worked on in my Outlander to Better to Sleep project bag from Stitch Toolbox. I'm using a Snipty by Caddy Cross Stitches, and my needle minder is from Gecko Rouge. This is Cats and Mandalas February by Kitty and Me Designs, Pamela Kellogg, and this is a very belated gift for Dammy's 21st birthday. Last time I worked on this, which was like, what did I say, 45 days ago? Mm-hmm. Because Nanny Swemo. This is where I was at, and this is where I am now. I didn't get a ton of progress, but I finished out the green on this little wreath of flowers, and did some little bit of the sparkly Krynic colors. So definitely will want to finish up that flower this week this next week, as well as start in on the next one and see, maybe I can get it done for before the end of the year. If I do, it's great. If I don't, it's fine. Dammy is very understanding, and it is what it is. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So that is everything for FlossTube, but there is cross-stitch content in Yummies, so you should definitely stick around. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. Well, first up, we have my Untitled Chapter Advent Calendar. You saw all of the current colors that happened over the last week, except for today's. Oh, yeah, that's very, very true to color. So pretty. So pretty. And then also this week, we got a couple of extras in the Advent Calendar. First up is this sparkly stitch marker with the hexagon on the top. And then we got a set of 7 of these teardrop stitch markers. And I love them so much. I am all about this unique shaped stitch markers. Love, 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 love them. Okay, and then Black Needle Society. Let me find the card so I can tell you in order what we got. Okay, I think I have them in order from here down. Okay, so on the 11th, we got this travel size blanket. It says cuddle weather, and it's a blanket inside, but it's that perfect fabric for holding loose threads. So, you know, if you're covering up on the couch, you can lay loose threads on it. So, that's super cute, and it's super soft, and I've been wanting to use it, but I was waiting. Then on the 12th, we got this exclusive finishing velveteen from Lady Dot Creates in the color Bittersweeter. It's very, very pretty, and I already know what fabric or what project this was used on. Hold on, I'll show you momentarily. And then on the 13th, we got a piece of 40 count driftwood linen from Color and Cotton, chosen by the Blue Flower for her design. I'm going to have to open this. And if you're a longtime viewer, you know I don't stitch on linen. So I'm actually swapping this with Michelle Bindi Stitchy, and she's sending me some fabric. So I will send this out to her. Yep. Okay, and then the next day we got the fancy flosses for the Blue Flowers design. We got Gentle Art Terracotta. We got Gentle Art Deep Forest. And then we got Classic Colorworks Dublin Bay. The day that we got these, the yarn was almost exactly this color. They matched up so well. We got Classic Colorworks Used Brick. And Classic Colorworks Steamed Broccoli. And then I twisted them all together. Look at those beautiful colors. So that was day 14. And then on day 15, we got the custom pattern from the Blue Flower called Winter Blooms. And it says, bloom amidst the winter snow. So there is that Bittersweeter velveteen. And I love this pattern. It's so gorgeous. And when I'm ready to stitch it, I will find some fabric to stitch it on. I might even have some in my stash. And then on the 16th, we got this gorgeous houndstooth scarf. And so the Black Needle Society is doing a photo challenge because they're going to be giving away, I think it's an Etsy gift card at the end of I think beginning of the year. I think the deadline is end of the month. And so the prompt was to take this, because they had said this scarf is perfect to wear yourself or to accessorize your snowman. So the prompt for that day was to this item and snowman. And I was like, I don't think I have a snowman. I made a snowman out of toilet paper rolls and then put the the scarf around it. So, and it's so soft. It would be perfect to wear like with a beautiful black dress. I have a black dress. It's not like a little black dress. It's just a black dress, but this would be beautiful with it. And then today's is another fabric. This is from Witchelt. It's a 28 count Venetian stone linen chosen by the tiny modernist for her upcoming design. It's very pretty. I just don't stitch on linen. So yeah. So when if I decide to stitch the tiny modernist design, what are you looking for?
The thread.
Oh, did it fall out?
Yeah.
I will just find another fabric. So I will probably send this on to Michelle as well. Because Michelle sends me lovely things every once in a while. So I will just bless her that way. So that was all of the Black Needle Society Nice List gifts for the last week. So if things hold true, tomorrow will be flosses for Tiny Modernist, and day 19 will be the pattern for the Tiny Modernist pattern. And then I can't remember who the third designer, because they told us who the designers were. But there's a gift in between on the 20th, and then the 21st, 22nd, 23rd should be fabric flosses pattern. And then the 24th, and then the 25th. So there is all of that. So in my book club that I'm a part of, we did an optional Secret Santa exchange, and I don't know if my person has gotten their stuff yet. I need to check. One of the things I have tracking for, the other one I don't. Well, there was two things in one package that I do have tracking for that. The third thing is in a separate envelope without tracking, but that's totally fine. But we were able to make a wish list of suggested ideas, or the person could pick. And so my person picked one thing from my wish list and one thing that they just thought I would like. The thing that I had put on my wish list is I love pajama pants. This pink and black buffalo plaid pajama pants. I have not worn them. I've been holding them until I could show y'all. And then she sent me this adorable pin from 398 Fiber Arts, and it says, "I knit past my bedtime." And I totally lost it when I saw that the cat was holding the ball of yarn on her tail. Isn't that fun? And it's a pen. So I will put it on one of my bags or on my bulletin board that has pins on it. So yeah, so that was from my Secret Santa from my book club exchange. So that's a lot of fun. So do you have anything for Yummies?
No.
You've gotten packages, but they've all been gifts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The only reason I think I might put ribbon is because, if it flops down like this, you can see I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Well, then I think we're ready to talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. Dammy, what is it?
It's our Crafty Photo a Day challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. So this month's theme obviously is the winter holidays, Christmas. I just found 2 more threads that I didn't weave in. 3 more threads I didn't weave in. Oops. This is the first time I put it on after blocking. They're all threads inside the pocket. So I just forgot to weave those in. Yeah. So, and then let me look at the calendar. Next week we will have January's prompt list for you. Mm-hmm. So, and we need to we'll talk about this while we're not recording, but we need to talk about when we're recording next week. Okay. So, okay, so what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we like.
Here come the photos. Those were our favorite show photos. Great job, everybody. So it's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day. Today's prompt when we're recording on the 17th is today. You interpret that however you wish. We're very cheater friendly on this. Post your photo on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPath because that's how we find your photos now that hashtags are working correctly again. If you are participating in GGK Crafty Pad and you have a private Instagram account, make sure that damisdoodles is following you. Send them a message, they'll follow you, because otherwise we can't see your photos. So, yeah, and that's how you participate, and you could be chosen as one of our favorites of the week. So, all right, well, I think we are ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
What, have you been doing any reading?
No.
Okay, that's all right. Recovering from school, all is well. But you have been reading one thing.
Glass Scientist, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Kutingo.
Are they still publishing weekly?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if they would take a holiday break or not. That's very cool. All right. Well, what am I referencing when I ask about the 15 minutes a day?
The October, November, December read-along.
Wow. So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes every day, every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. There is a finish line thread in the Facebook group, and you post once and then, or you comment once and then you edit your comment. And by doing that, you enter entries into the year-long challenge. And at the beginning of 2021, we will be drawing for 3 grand prize winners, which you're seeing the grand prize bundles, other than the digital prizes, on the screen right now. If you want to know everything that's in all of them, you can go to our show notes.
GGKCS.com.
And don't forget that you can earn bonus entries by reading all of the days, but also by participating in the Modern Mrs. Darcy 2020 Reading Challenge. And I did open up a thread in the Facebook group for you to post those books so that you can get your bonus entries from that. And it's an all or nothing. You have to do all the prompts or you don't get any bonus entries. So make sure you do that by December 31st because we will lock that thread on January the 1st. So, okay. I just took in a gasp of air. And it choked up my throat a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, well then let me tell you what I'm reading. First up, nonfiction-wise, I am continuing to read the book for my LGBTQ Faith book club, which is a book club for both people who identify that way or are allies or allies. Right? And or allies. Yes, that's correct. Sorry, my words are jumbled. And this month we're reading Outside the Lines, How Embracing Queerness Will Transform Your Faith by Mihi Kim Court. I am over halfway through this. So I just have to have it finished by our book club Zoom meeting is the Monday after Christmas. So I have a little over a week more to finish it. So not a problem. I'll get it done. Fiction-wise, I'm continuing to reread Book 5 in the Harry Potter series, The Order of the Phoenix, along with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. This week, we did the first half of the chapter Careers Advice. And this is the chapter where Umbridge tries to tell Harry and McGonagall that he can't be an R. So the second half will be next week, the second half of the chapter. Okay. So sometimes when we do the podcast, we pick a title at the end, like when we finish, or one of us will say something as we're recording and we'll be like, oh, that should be the title. This time I picked the title before we even started because I was doing the show notes because I pre-do the website show notes and then just make any edits afterwards if they need to be, which means I was also putting all of the books that I read this week in our bookshop.org shelf, as well as linking them from Amazon into the show notes. And I read a lot of fiction this week, and so I was like looking, refreshing my brain, like with the little blurb about like, oh, okay, that's what this book was. And as I'm thinking it, I'm like thinking about what I'm just going to say on the podcast, and it kept being, and things weren't. How did I say it? In which things aren't what they seem, because it seemed like every book that I read this week was, and then things weren't what they seemed. So we pre-named the episode. So I finished reading The Operator by Gretchen Berg, and this was about the woman who was the telephone operator, and she hears a secret about herself listening in on somebody's call, and things aren't what they seem. I'm continuing to listen to Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. This is a very, very, very long book about magic. Set like in the 1800s, and I think I'm around maybe like 75% through with it, so enjoying that. I read Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas, and this was so it's a college where there's some kind of secret, but it's kind of a known secret to the world, about how they can repair things with this technology, almost magic type thing that they've created. But students who go to this university are cut off completely from their entire previous life for the 3 years that they're at Catherine House. And all the students that go there, their way is paid completely, but they have no contact with the outside world for 3 years. And so we, meet these new students as they're coming in, and things aren't what they seem. So I don't want to spoil it, because it was like, it took a twist that I was like, oh, okay. I'm getting a spam phone call. Gotta love those. I read Let Me Lie by Claire McIntosh, which I had read a couple of her books. I think it was last week as well. This one is about a woman who's, both her mom and her dad apparently committed suicide. So trigger warning for that. But then she gets a note, a card on her front door, saying that, like things aren't what they seem, that it may not be true. And she doesn't know who it's from. And as things progress, we really realize that things are not what they seem, all the way to the end of the book, where it's like twists and turns the whole way through. It was a really good book. I read Horrid by Katrina Leno, and I did not enjoy it. I did not feel like it ended. It felt like we were 3/4 of the way through the book, and it just stopped. It is a book about a mom and teenage daughter, who the mom's husband, I can't remember if he was the father. I think he was the father or stepfather, but the daughter had a really good relationship with him, and he dies, and they discover that they're in a ton of debt. They sell off the house, and they move back to the mom's childhood home, which had been left to her after her mom died. But there's secrets, and like the whole town knows a secret, and the teenage daughter doesn't know, but they think she knows. And then odd things start happening in the house, and again, things are not what they seem. So I read a lot this week, y'all. Insomnia. And I have found on social media, apparently there was a lot of us with insomnia this week. So something must be going on. I read Goodnight Beautiful by Amy. How would you pronounce her last name? Malloy. So this is this newlywed couple has moved from New York to the smaller town where he grew up because his mom is ill and they want to be with her. And he's a psychiatrist, and psychiatrist or psychologist, one of the two. He ends up renting an office I can't say it that way. He has the office his office is in like the lower part of a house, of a big, large estate family house. And he disappears, and the wife is trying to find him. But then things aren't what they seem, and things really, really aren't what they seem. Like, there are about 57 twists and turns in this book that you're like, wait, what? But I can't say more because it will totally spoil it, because there are some very like, and like things are just like, wait, what? From one page to the next, you're like, wait, what? It was very, very, very good suspense. Really enjoyed it. I read book number 2 in the American Royal series by Catherine McGee called Majesty. This is an alternate history book where the U.S., instead of having presidents, has kings. But in the previous book, in book 1, the king dies very unexpectedly in his, like, I think it was like early 50s. And so America has their first queen, and she's young. She's like early 20s, and she's being forced to get married. Just, it's a YA. So just all these things of, but she was in love with a commoner, but now she's being forced to marry somebody who's not a commoner, but her sister is in love with the guy she's being forced to marry. And so there's all these, obviously, relationships with these older high school, college age kids. But it's really interesting to read something where it's like, it really could have been this way if we decided not to have presidents and had a monarchy instead of a democracy. So it was good. I enjoyed it. I looked to see, I was like, oh, is there going to be a book 3? And at this point, she is not planning to write a book 3. She just had a baby in, I believe, September is what it said, because somebody asked on Goodreads and she responded. And she's working on a new project, so she doesn't know. At this point, there's not a plan for book 3. I mean, it did it a way where it could be carried on to a book 3, or it could be an ending itself. So, and then I started reading The Psychology of Time Travel by Kate Mascarenhas.
Sure.
Okay. And this is about, I've just started it. It's about 4 women in the 60s who develop time travel. And then we start having back and forth times in the book, like times change in each chapter. And apparently someone is dying, and there was a note left, and they're wanting someone to save this person who is going to be killed on such and such a date. So I've just started that last night. We finished rewatching season 7, and we started the final season 8 of Monk. House Hunters, because, I just eat House Hunters sometimes. I finished season 1 of The Spanish Princess. It was on Amazon Prime and was going to be, I guess, going off Amazon Prime at the end of the year. Season 2 is not available as part of your Amazon Prime membership, though. So I've got to find the other way to watch it. I'm not sure. It's on Stars. So, but this is not safe for children. It is definitely an adult series, and I talked about it more in detail last week. So, watching season 4 of The Masked Singer. I need to watch the finale that was on last night, or the final 3. So I have been very good about trying to avoid spoilers, because I don't want to know until I watch. We're watching season 3 of Star Trek Discovery. Was there anything this week? It was a 2-parter. Yeah. Where Giorgio went to the alternate timeline. So it's an alternate history. So there's a part 2 of that. We're watching season 2 of The Mandalorian. No Baby Yoda, because they're trying to figure out how to get back to him. Season 7 of NCIS New Orleans. If you're trying to avoid things that are talking about the COVID, you don't want to watch New Orleans right now, because they are very much talking about the COVID. NCIS LA Season 12. I yelled to Dammy, who was in their room, saying, guess what? He's not too old. And Dammy was like, wait, what? Because last week when we had talked about this, because Deke's position as the liaison with the police department with NCIS had been canceled, and they tried to get it to work out. It didn't work out. And he was like, well, I'll just go to the school to become, a NCIS agent. And they were like, you're too old. They don't accept people at your age. And then at the very end, it was a Christmas gift. Hetty had made arrangements for him to attend the school. So, yay. And then I'm watching next season 1, which is the AI series where the AI is trying to take over the world. Listening to My Favorite Murder podcast. And last week when we recorded, I had said, we're so sad because Elvis, the cat from My Favorite Murder podcast, was sick and he passed. And it's been very sad. There are some fundraising things being done in his memory to various charities. And there's been some amazing art by crafty Murderino artists, which have been lovely to see. So this week's episode was a recording of a show. I think it was from 2017. So, which I expected it would be that way because I feel like Georgia probably needed to take some time because Elvis was 16. He had lived a good long life and had been with her like his entire life. So we'll miss that sweet boy and his warbly meow for his cookies. So very sad. Random Spotify playlist, although I've been binge listening on repeat Taylor Swift's new album, Evermore. I was like, Ever something. I was like, Evergreen. No, that's not right. Evermore. It's really good. What have you been listening to?
Cap and Pressure random Spotify playlists.
All right. There we go. That was long. I had a lot to talk about. All those books. Things aren't what they seem. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our December, January, February, winter...
Walking in a winter wonderland. Do-do-do-do.
Ow. So this started on the 1st of December. It runs through the 28th of February. It's for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew that you can convince us is related to winter. Our main rules apply like they do in all our owls. No whips are allowed. Your project must have been begun no earlier than the 1st of December, finished no later than the 28th of February.
Apparently upstairs they're like giving an elephant a bath or something, or probably just the dogs, but if you're hearing random noises other than the jingle bell, which is pink pearl on her collar, if you're hearing noises, it's because upstairs are being loud. Okay, go ahead.
The other main rule is that each project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin must be at least 20 yards. If it's not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single comment and thus a single photo with in the FO thread in the Facebook group. You can feel free to polydip in other owls as long as it fits in with the rules. That's totally fine.
Please complete our Google form so that if you are a prize winner, you're being stared down by the cat. If you're a prize winner, we can make sure that the prize you get is a craft that you enjoy doing. If you don't complete the form, you get what you get. So, link is in the show notes and in the Facebook group.
There are lots of lovely prizes on our screen right now. Thank you so much to our prize donors. You must be a member of the GGKCS podcast group on Facebook in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you want to post on social media, GGKCS Winter 2021. The FO thread will be locked for comments the morning of the 1st of March, and winners will be drawn for the next podcast after that. And any winners always have 30 days from the day the podcast goes live to claim their prize, or they forfeit it. There's also a chatter thread in the Facebook group. And the people who finished projects in the past week are Emily R., Emily V.S., Jennifer B.H., Linda, Silver, and Tracy.
Great job, everybody. Keep working on those projects. You have about 2.5 months to go, and you might be a prize winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, Pink, what are we doing now?
Now it's time for Ask the Geeks, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
Okay, Pink, will you want to ask this week's question?
No.
Oh, okay.
This week's question was originally asked and answered in 2016. This means we need new questions.
Yes.
So, yeah. Charity asks, I'm trying out 9-inch circulars.
Zooms.
And I'm wondering if you, Cece, use
Yes.
them for pattern socks or just stockinette.
I use them for everything. So the only thing that I don't use them for is the toe, because there's not enough stitches on the needle. So I do the toes magic loop, and then I change them over here to the 9-inch circulars. My preferred are the Haya Sharps US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles that I call zoom needles, because you just zoom around in circles. I do everything else on these. I do the heel, I do the cuff. I have done lace, I have done cables, I have done textured, I've done stockinette. That's what I normally do, is stockinette, but I do everything on the 9-inch circulars. So I'm really glad that the kiddos in my life that I knit socks for, their feet has grown large enough that I can do their socks on these as well after I get the toe done. So I do everything. Of course, it takes practice. It's not something that I would have just like jumped right into using the 9-inch and done like a cable pattern. But with practice you can do it. I do stitch, this is not part of the question, but I'll just say this again. I know I've said it many times before. I stitch English style on the 9-inch circulars, which means I throw the yarn with my right hand, because there is so little room for, if you try to do it continental, there's so little room when you, because of the 9-inch circulars, the tips are very short, and it was causing me to have wrist pain trying to do it continental. So that's the only time I throw. Everything else I do continental. So there you go. That's the answer to the question. What do you think, Pink? Did I do a good job? I think that means she wants down. Pink, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeks thread in our Facebook group or post it in the YouTube comments.
Yes. Thank you so much, Charity, for your question. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Yay! We made it into the show. Yay. Okay, announcements. If you have not been watching my daily Vlogmases, they are on our YouTube channel. And only on our YouTube channel. I don't upload them to Apple Podcasts. But I open each day's advent calendar, and you also get to see, as I finish the clues, for the Catvent Cal. It sounds like the mailman might be here. We have to pause because we're expecting parcels. They may fit in the mailbox though. I don't know. I don't remember which ones they are. So check that out. Also doing daily random acts of kindness over on my Instagram, cc_JavaPearl. And the last 3 days, each day you can enter to win a single pattern of ours. The last 3 days of the month, we will be doing a big ebook giveaway. Also, we are having a sale in our Etsy shop, 20% off all single patterns with the coupon code VLOGMAS2020 through the end of the month. Stay tuned until after the credits for the Christmas karaoke song of the week, which is Blue Christmas. And then we've been singing it ever since then, changing it to Pink Christmas. We will be recording next week on Wednesday the 23rd, and the episode will go live on Thursday the 24th, so that we don't have to record on Christmas Eve and it go live on Christmas Day. So you'll get the episode a day early next week. Black Needle Society, I'm a VIP. I have a coupon code JavaPearl5 for a discount on your first box of a box-to-box subscription. It's not valid on 6 to 12 month boxes because they have discount built in, or on special edition boxes. Link and all the details are in the show notes. Any other announcements?
No.
We'd like to say a big thank you, love y'all, to everyone who supports the podcast, no matter how it is you do it. We're very, very grateful for you. If you would like to help support the podcast financially, because it does cost money to do a podcast, we shipped out all the prizes this last week, and there's technology behind the scenes, all that jazz. There are 5 different ways you can support the podcast financially. First and second is Patreon and YouTube Join, which is a way for you to support your favorite creatives and earn rewards or perks based on the level you donate at. I did Patreon, YouTube Join rewards this last week. No, that was the week before. Okay, sorry, my days are getting mixed up. Dammy, if somebody wants to know more about either one of these, where should they go?
Patreon.com/GGKCS or the join button under any of our YouTube videos.
Yes, what's another way, Dammy?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
We are bookshop.org affiliates. Bookshop is an online bookstore with a mission to financially support local independent bookstores. If you purchase a book from our list or our bookstore, we earn a commission, and local independent bookstores also earn money from your purchase. I noticed this morning when I was doing the bookshop.org shelf for this week that they can no longer guarantee receiving by Christmas, but they do have digital gift cards. So that would be a great way to do a gift, but also to support local bookstores. And we are amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you go to our website and look in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes and find the appropriate link to your Amazon, do your shopping as normal. We earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to help us out by doing something you would be doing anyway. Dammy, where can they find us online?
You can find us at ggkcs.com. There are other links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Etc. Well, with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope that you have a great weekend ahead. Please, please, please remember to wear your masks. We're very grateful to hear that immunizations for the COVID are starting to happen. And we hope we can see an end to this very difficult time for the world soon. So, but in the meantime, please continue to wear your masks, wash your hands, be safe, social distance, follow your state's rules, all that jazz. And we will see you again before Christmas. So we'll say happy holidays until then, and happy crafting, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
A blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue Christmas.